quick reminder, my Filmmaker Retreat in Joshua Tree is October 1st through the 4th, 2026, year 5, everybody. It's a small group of real working filmmakers. I want you to come be a part of a special community, take part in honest conversations, and just take time to think out in the desert. And the food is fantastic. That's where all the magic happens, really, is we all eat our meals together. If you've been craving connection, transformational clarity about your career or life, and you really want to define your voice as a filmmaker, this might be right for you. So DM me or sign up quickly. It will sell out. Oh yeah, there's plenty of magic mind at the retreat. That's the mental performance shot that I drink daily. Okay, let's get on with the show.
It's time for Respect the Process, a short chat about commercial filmmaking. Here's your host, director Jordan Brady.
Oh, thank you, Helen. Listeners, it's just me again. May 2nd, it's a Saturday. I'm going to go downtown here in Los Angeles for the crowning of the best LA taco at Taco Fest in a second, but I realized, what was the feedback we got from the podcast I rambled on last week, Helen? Meandering. Yes, that was the word that came up a lot in the feedback. I'll be clear and concise here. I want to talk about finding your voice as a filmmaker. Defining your voice is what I say, but everyone would say, oh yeah, find your voice. And I took the gloves off. I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to say find your voice now. And that, again, is the theme of the Joshua Tree Filmmaker Retreat, the Filmmaker Retreat in Joshua Tree, October 1st through the 4th. And before I tell you what I think finding your voice means, and your voice as a filmmaker, and specifically as a commercial filmmaker, I do want to say that October 1st is a Thursday. You arrive, you have a private room. It's rustic but clean with a hard-working air conditioner that pumps out cold air. We have a catered meal morning, noon, and night, eating with the filmmakers, and that's where the magic happens. Just hanging out in the desert, eating good food. All the curriculum, our hike into Joshua Tree, going in there on the party bus together, the tequila tasting sponsored by True Gent on Saturday night at the Faux Fire Circle. And the curriculum, I have it now because this is 5 years and I've done boot camp since 2015. But I do a one-on-one with every filmmaker attending the retreat so that I customize the material for the cohort. So, that said, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts with Matt Enlow and Oren Kaplan called Just Shoot It. They're so nice, Helen. They dropped my name quite a bit. I'm very, very proud. And they were talking about finding your voice. And while they didn't say that it was driven by style, that did come up in the beginning. And a lot of people think that your style is your voice. And I think Oren mentioned Wes Anderson. But look at Rian Johnson, from the Knives Out to the Star Wars. It's not a visual style. It's a tone. It's a DNA that you infect into your work. So I'll just take you through what I've talked about at various seminars and workshops that I've done. Here it is, in a nutshell. Your voice equals your real plus your reputation. Now, this is not a mathematic formula, but I put some thought into it. If you think about it, look at a director whose work you like. Like, I'm looking right now at a picture of the Pelorian brothers, a wonderful dynamic duo of directing commercials. And they have a voice. I recognize their work when I see it. I know they're real. But I also know their reputation as inventive, great people to work with, whimsical. They have a social media presence. They had a reputation before social media. And so I think they have a distinct voice. The lovely Greta Gerwig has a voice. You know, she has a great quote. The more particular you make something, the more universal it becomes. And that goes along with the Rick Rubin isms that you hear in Instagram clips. He said, I don't know anything about music. My job is to listen, to feel whether it's alive. Now, I think he does know something about music just from experience, but I would say those are two great examples of their work plus what we know about them personally, their reputation, whether it's true or not behind the scenes. Their public persona plus their work is their voice. And the more universal that becomes, the more we, the public, agree, the more ad agencies agree that that's a Jordan Brady commercial, the stronger my voice is. It's almost like your voice is at the same time in the eye of the beholder, but it is something that you control. I like to be collaborative. I like to live like a nice person. You've heard me talk about the 3 R's, and if you've taken my online masterclass or been to boot camp, I always talk about the real, the revenue, and the relationships. And not even in that order. It's really your real and the relationships that will bring you revenue. Revenue is always last because my daddy always told me chase money never wins. And if you do those 3, you will get the 4th magical R, repeat business. And I have to say, as I enter my golden years, repeat business is not only more lucrative and easier to get, but it's also more fun because you're working with relationships that you value and you have fun with. It's typically something for the real, and by golly, I get paid. So the other thing that I wanted to mention that can help you define your voice or find your voice, there I said it, is making original content. Because when you make original content, you are free to express yourself fully. Now, there might be, constraints like how much money you want to put into something. But I also define original content as a dream gig. For me, it's been these docu-films, branded films. Like I did one for Moink. They make ethically raised meat. And I followed Lucinda, who's fighting the big fight against Big Ag to help save family farms. Was paid handsomely, had basically 99% creative control. I made a 20-minute documentary. It's not comedic in the sense of some of my commercial work, but I like to think that my voice is literally off camera asking her questions at times, and I get some zingers in there. But my voice as a filmmaker comes through in the style of the film and in the, I don't mean the visual style, because the visual style of that film is quite raw by design, but the gestalt of the film is definitely in my voice. Now here's the crazy part. I also preach put yourself in a box. I don't mean put yourself in a box as far as your voice. Your voice should be consistent from box to box. I'm doing a kids spot coming up. That is a box. I could say I'm a kids director. That's different from broad comedy, visual comedy, comedy dialogue. Like I make a living in the comedy dialogue box. The kids box is something I play in every now and then. And the documentary box is something I do every few years. But I like to think that my voice is consistent through all of that. So collectively, your voice is your work, aka your reel, plus your reputation. What was it like to work with him or her or them? Now, I'm looking at a slide because of my meandering, I wanted to prepare this one a little better. I'm always talking about the balance of ego and humility as a director, because you want to have your vision, but you want to be collaborative, and they're not mutually exclusive. So think of a seesaw, and your vision is on one end and collaboration's on the other, and somewhere in the middle is what's going to really be on screen. So you want to infuse your work with as much of your vision as possible, but you have a reputation to maintain, and directing commercials by nature has to be collaborative because we're the midwife, we're the doula. So I'm always thinking about what makes an assignment mine. Now, I want to land this plane, and I want to tell you this. When it comes to your voice as a filmmaker, that's also going to eventually fuse with your voice and your character as a person. I don't mean like you put on a mask and a costume character. I mean like your character, your integrity as a person. And there's a diagram for a Japanese word called Ikigai, and you hear a lot of people talk about it. And Chris Do talks about it. But if you don't follow Chris Do, you better. He's just super smart and is just giving away knowledge nuggets right and left. But he talks about Ikigai and a bunch of other people. If you Google the word Ikigai, this Venn diagram shows up. And it's the intersection of 4 quadrants, like the one I found of these 4 circles. What you love, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, and what you're good at. So let me say it again. If you can live a life where you're paid, right, for what you can do, and the world needs that service or good, and you're really good at it, and you love doing it, you've reached this nirvana-like state called Ikigai. Well, I throw a little twist on that one. It's like Ikigai plus, because you want to live in accordance with your true nature. Your dharma is the Sanskrit word, I believe. I may be saying that wrong, Helen. So if you replace what you're good at with what your purpose in life is, what your true nature is, so replace what you're good at with your dharma, then Ikigai plus is doing what you love to do. You're doing something the world needs. You get paid for it, and it is your true nature to do that. It's just not what you're good at. It's what you're meant to do. That, to me, is Ikigai plus. So these are the kind of things that I think about, and I try to live with integrity and work with integrity. And I like to think that people that are drawn to my work are aware of that. And that's how I came up with my unscientific formula that your voice equals your real plus your reputation. Okay, I hope I landed that plane, Ellen. Thank you all. If you're interested in the retreat, it's October 1st through the 4th. Sign-ups are happening. I think we have 10 spots left. Got an email today, someone was inquiring, and we only take 15 people. It is a blast. And you've probably seen some testimonies on social media. If not, I'll be posting more. Oh, and here comes a big airplane. Okay, have a great weekend or week whenever you're listening to this. Thank you, everybody. This episode is brought to you by a new sponsor, Posh Duo, the original 2-in-1 hair and beard styling stick. I use it. It's made for filmmakers, handcrafted with beeswax, tea tree oil, a fresh hint of citrus, and a single Viking tear. Listeners of this show respect the process, get free shipping, and it comes in discreet packaging. There's a link in the show notes. Get the posh look.
Commercial Directing Film School's mission is to help filmmakers direct commercials professionally. With online courses and in-person boot camps, we demystify the process to get you to the next level. All taught by your accessible mentor, filmmaker Jordan Brady.
True Gentleman Industries. We make commercials.